Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be working on building my new home theater PC. Now here I have what I have been using at home as my home theater PC. It is a Corsair 380T Mini ITX, and in there I have an AMD Ryzen 7 1700X CPU paired with an ASRock X370 gaming ITX motherboard, and the GPU is an AMD Radeon R9 390X. I have a custom water cooling loop in there, so I have a 240 30 millimeter thick rad in there and a 140 30 mil thick rad in there as well. Now this computer is no slouch for my use cases. I'm not gaming on it at all. I have a personal gaming / editing rig at home that I will be doing some work on here in the next few weeks, and so that's not what this computer is for. It's just I have a 5 terabyte hard drive in here that is just filled with movies. So that's all this computer is used for. Today I am actually downsizing. I will be building in the Silverstone Raven RVZ02 case. I got the all black version. You can get a clear version which has a clear plastic piece here. I'm not really sure how see-through that is. As you can see, both of these are mini ITX cases, but this is still much smaller by all means. It's a little bit taller, but it's hopefully going to be much lighter since I won't be putting a custom loop in here. My only problem is, like most of my builds, I'm going to be trying to put as much stuff into this as I can. And by that, I saw on PC Part Picker somebody using this exact case was able to fit an AIO in here, 120 millimeter AIO. What they had to do though was get a Silverstone slim fan, 15 millimeters thick, compared to a normal 25 millimeter thick fan. So that saves 10 millimeters in the CPU height clearance. So hopefully I can accomplish the same thing they did. Alright, so now I have to take apart this. I'm not going to do any how-tos and how to tear apart a computer, how to drain a computer. I will do that when I work on my personal gaming rig that is currently at home. Alrighty, so next time you see me, I hopefully will have everything laid out so that I can start building, and I will go into what I will be putting into here. Alrighty, I'm back. I took everything out that I needed for my new small form factor media PC build. I have everything laying out that I will be putting in there. This is my 120 AIO for the CPU. This is a Gigabyte Aorus 1070 Ti. This is the Ryzen 7 1700X CPU paired with the ASRock X370 Mini ITX motherboard. This is just my boot drive. It's only 250 gigs. This is the power supply I went with, small form factor SF, 750 watts, just to make sure I have plenty, and 2 8 sticks of 3200 megahertz RAM. Then this is my DVD drive, because that was the one thing missing that I wanted and didn't have in my Corsair 380T. And then this is the Silverstone slim fan I was talking about earlier that I will be using instead of the fan that comes with that. I have also a 2.5-inch 5 terabyte hard drive that has all my movies on it, which is my primary use for this computer. Now, like I said earlier, my previous build was no slouch, and this one, I mean, it's perfectly fine, perfectly capable of playing games. I have a bigger, better computer for that at home that I play games on. So this is just made to be portable if I want to take it somewhere, lightweight and much smaller, as I'm just trying to condense. Instead of having 2 computers in my room, have one very small one. So I'm going to get to building. Sorry about that. I actually lost power here and I'm having to finish this the next day. So I have it all put together. I got everything I wanted to get in here except for the fan. As you can see, I have the fan mounted on the outside, and because of that I decided to go with a EK Vardar fan that has a higher RPM rating than most any other fan you'll find out on the market. So I put it in pool configuration, as I want to bring as much heat out of the case as possible. And just to show you guys that it does boot on, I have my little portable monitor here. It's just showing the window screen. I haven't even had time to put in the time or date and configure any settings yet. So just to talk about my thoughts and reviews on this building in this case, the only troubles I had were, of course, trying to fit everything I wanted to in here. That is the one thing you gotta keep in mind is a small form factor build. So you're gonna want your SFX power supply. You're gonna have to carefully measure how big your graphics card you want to put in here. I believe the max GPU length was 300 to 330. I'll try to put something in the video more precise. Motherboard compatibility is only Mini ITX, and you definitely need to watch your CPU cooler height. So for instance, I wouldn't have been able to fit this stock AMD Wraith cooler in here. I think this is the Wraith Prism, if I'm not mistaken. This would have been way too tall to fit in here. I did get my M.2 in there, and the 2.5-inch hard drive. My graphics card fit in there with plenty of room left over, and it was a triple fan card, so there's not going to be many more cards larger than that. You are limited to a 2-slot card though, so if you have, or you're looking at using this case with a triple slot card, be mindful that that will be incompatible. Alrighty, the only other quirks and features I had with this build were the power button on this case is right here at the bottom left, and if you want your USBs, all you have to do is pull down the Raven logo and you expose your USBs and your headphone and microphone jack. Push it back up, and that is all. Overall, I did like building in this case. It was fun. I've never built in a small form factor case before. The smallest build I had done so far was the Corsair 380T, which is a Mini ITX case, but it is a rather large Mini ITX case. Other than that, I have always built in mid towers, full towers, and my personal rig, which is in a super tower case. And I'll actually try to put a picture in at the end of this video comparing this small form factor case next to my super tower chassis, so that way you guys get a feel for just how small this really is. Alrighty, thanks for watching my video, and until next time.